Hi guys, this is Mimi03 and welcome to my introduction video. Let's get this started. So, I've been interested in the hobby, which I guess counts as being in the hobby in a way. I don't know. Maybe I'm totally wrong on that. But, I've been interested since about January or so of this year. Yeah, and that all started because I, for the first time, saw a Hatsune Miku DD, and I love Vocaloid. I've been a fan of it since I was 12, so about 6 years now, actually. It's pretty crazy. And I saw Miku because I was bored out of my absolute mind. I have a Facebook page, and I've liked a couple Vocaloid pages, but, I never really go on Facebook. I have to be insanely bored to do it. But, what happened was I saw pictures of some sort of event, and there were Miku DDs, and they talked about it on the post. I was like, what is this thing? I have to look it up. What's a DD? And I started learning about Dollfree Dreams, and I was like, this is so cool. I want a Miku. She's beautiful. I love her. And then I kind of saw the price tag, and for a while I was like, well, that's never happening. Yeah, I guess Switch totally happened. It would still be, like, at the back of my mind for a while, and slowly I started, like, looking for pictures, because I was like, well, I guess I'll just enjoy other people's photos, and then I started seeing other people's DDs, and I was like, oh, these are cute too. I'm not quite as infatuated with them as I am with Miku. And of course that changed when I saw Sasura, who was the second DD I totally fell head over heels for. And I loved Miku not just because she was Miku, but because she was just such a great portrayal of Miku, like, very adorable and just really perfect. I honestly can't find much fault with it. So the photo stalking went along for a good 4 months or so, and it just kept driving me more and more crazy. I was just like, oh my god, I'm gotta find it. And it got to the point where I was browsing around places, looking what prices Miku usually went for, and I usually saw something a bit below 1,000 at places like Mandarake, and I was like, ugh. And, you know, eBay, and they actually had a few on Amazon for a similar price range. I was like, that's not all that good. And then I heard people mentioning you can sometimes find really good deals on Yahoo Japan auctions. And so I started searching around there, and I found one that would have come with 2 bodysuits and 7 extra sets of hands. It would have been, like, totally complete in that sense. I was like, oh hell yes. And it was the price that I ended up buying it, and the price that I got it for was very close to what that would have been list price, which is part of why my dad agreed to it. I'd mentioned these dolls before, and I said I thought they were really cool, but they're a bit expensive, so I probably wouldn't ask for them unless I found an exceptionally good deal. And my dad he was cool with that, and he's like, well, I'll tell you what, this can be a graduation gift. I was like, yes! Anyways, I won the auction on that. I had set, like, a price cap and everything, so I wasn't gonna drive the price up excessively if someone was going to outbid me in that sense, but, that plan did not end up going right because the proxy company I ordered her through fucked up our address. Pardon my language, it's just this is very frustrating. I'm still upset about it, and this happened in, like, April, and it was early May or so when it started really setting in that this isn't gonna work, because they got the address wrong and it returned to the sender, and after that we know nothing. The proxy company never got it back. We don't know what happened. Somehow this really big oblong-shaped package got completely lost in the mail. Like, we don't even know. We've filed an insurance claim, and we'll have our money back, so it's just a matter of time on that going through, so that's not too huge of a deal. It's really more just like an emotional hurt, honestly, because I got attached to that Miku before she even came. I still ended up getting a Miku because shortly after all this happened, Volks USA announced that they would be at AX 2015, a con which I attend regularly, well, AX, and they would be selling Miku there. And that was like, oh, yes, this is my second chance. I can do it. Yes, I will have a Miku. And that's where this lovely girl came in. Here she is, and she's in a swimsuit I bought. Also off of Yahoo Japan auctions. What the hell did I just say? From a recent haul from that, which was mostly wigs. But, I also got this swimsuit too because it just screamed Miku, and I found out later it was actually from Cool Cat, and I could have gotten it from there a bit cheaper, and probably should have waited on that for the clothes run, but, I probably had like $5 extra at the most, so I'm not too worried about that. It wasn't too horrible of a thing, really. Not that big a deal, but whatever. And, around this time, I'd also been stalking around for Sauceras and was like, I'll never get one because of the price. But, I found one where the person... This is one thing I noticed a lot, and it kind of bothered me. A lot of people selling stuff like that would be, like, accepting offers. Which I was always like, what? You're not even gonna give, like, a price range? That always made me so uncomfortable, and I made an offer, and they're like, sorry, lowest I can accept is this much, which was low for a Saucera, but it was still kinda high and pricey, and, I was, at the time, like, working towards finishing school and everything, and my dad was like, well, you've been working pretty good. And I mentioned the Saucer, and I was like, yeah, this person's leaving the hobby, and, you know, and they explained to me that the reason they want to charge a bit more for it is because they apparently need the funds, which I was understanding, too. I mean, I get it, because they were preparing to move into a new house and all this other stuff, apparently, and they actually mentioned that in the post, like, just saying, oh, this is why I'm leaving the hobby, a lot of things are coming up, maybe I'll get back into it someday, but for now, I'm gonna be leaving and I could use some money, so I'm selling everything. And there was a lot of stuff that the person had for sale, aside from just the saucer, a lot of clothes and things that I wanted and thought looked really cute, and my dad ended up agreeing to it because... But later on, he was like, well, yeah, this is probably the last doll you're getting for a while, but I'll do it. You owe me. But it was just very great of him to do this, and I very excitedly messaged the person, like, I can get her now! My dad's letting me! Oh my god, I'm so excited. And so I got Saucera, this lovely girl right here who's in one of the wigs I got from that wig haul, and her hands pose a little funny, not sure what I did there, but, yeah, and that needs tugging up. The swimsuit that she's wearing actually did come with her as well. She looks very pretty in this color, I think. I usually keep her in her default wig, but I've been playing around with different looks for her, because... I don't know, I originally wanted Saucer with the idea of mostly just liking her face, and I wanted to keep the Dynamite body because there's such a huge contrast from Miku, who I knew I was going to be getting at AX. I'd already been given the go-through on that, and I actually pre-ordered Snow Miku, so she should come in sometime, and that will be really exciting, but kind of interesting to have two Mikus, because this Miku, she's, let me just bring her up again, why not? She's very mischievous. There's a reason her hair is down. It still wants to stay kind of in its little thing, as if it's still in ponytails. It's getting better. I think ultimately gravity will take care of most of it. But, I wanted a long, loose wig for her, ultimately, anyways, so... But what happened was, while I was in California, these two both arrived. I was on my way to AX, and I got a call from my grandma, who was staying over at the house, at my aunt's house, while, you know, we were there. She called and said, "Oh, this big package arrived, and it was for Aaron. I don't know what it is." And I was like, "Oh my god! Yes!" And that was Sasura, and I bought Miku from Volk's booth the same day. I had assumed that the handsets and bodysuits would be, that they'd have some physical stock at their booth. I didn't know that was entirely online. I managed to get a bodysuit later on, but I couldn't get any handsets. With the next release of Miku at for the Magical Mirai thing, or whatever, I'm hoping they'll sell some handsets so I can capitalize on that. There's only one thing, though, like, what I'm thinking of doing if that doesn't happen and I do end up buying some plain semi-white skin hands is commissioning nail paint, and I can have, I'll send this hand over, actually, I don't know if you can really see it, as sort of an example, because I don't know if it's really seeable here, but a couple of the nails have like a slight chip in the paint. So I'm thinking I'll send that over as an example of color, and also if you could touch that up, that'd be great. But, yeah, Mika is very mischievous. She gives me trouble a lot. I literally had to fight her a few times, putting everything of her together. First time around, I opened her first, so technically she's my first girl. But, I basically opened them both at 1 AM on July 3rd. It was just, like, I had held back on the first day after I brought them back because I was real tired from the con. I was also like, well, I want to do like an unboxing video of them both and everything. That'd be really special. But eventually I just realized, okay, as long as the con is going on, I'm never going to get around to this, and I need to have them open before Sunday because that's when the doll meet happens, and I brought them both to that, and that was very fun. Okay, you sit there. It just got really... I couldn't take it anymore. I was just like, I have to open it, and my mom was kind of like, it's kind of late. Maybe you want to wait for tomorrow? And I'm like, I can't. I have to. I'll be quick, I promise. Which meant I couldn't film it, but, still, I just went to work unboxing. First picture I ever took of any of them was Miku sitting, like, just with, like, her top and skirt on, and like she's just kind of looking around. Well, she had her wig too, but she was just kind of looking around, sitting amongst the mess of plastic bags and everything, just like, where's the rest of my clothes? Gimme. I told my mom, well, it'll go faster if you do me one quick favor, and we had some clear coat nail polish, and I had known beforehand of the little clips on her arm things and her headphones potentially staining, so I asked Mom to coat those with, well, the inside of them anyway, with some clear nail polish to keep that from happening. And so she did that while I put on what I could of her without those pieces, and I also waited on putting her boots on because I know the zippers stain. I didn't have anything to protect her with at the time, so I figured, I knew that Sasura's default set came with some white thigh highs, and I figured I would steal those and probably just have Sasura in something random I put together, and I put her in like this white dress thing I got and realized it was very see-through. I couldn't see that in the pictures of it, and I'm not upset about it at all. It just gave me ideas later on because I put like the corset piece from my default set over that to make it hide things better because it clumped the fabric together in front so you didn't really see her crotch and it covered everything else. And it looked really cool, actually. I've taken a few different pictures of her in that basic ensemble, and I added a bunch of other details, like just little bits and pieces, and it looked really cool. They're both in swimsuits right now, and that's because later on today I plan on taking them out by the pool for a photo shoot, although I may do it tomorrow because I'm a bit late on recording. I had to get off my lazy butt. But yeah, I'm probably rambling an awful lot and I'm very sorry. But, yeah, I've kind of covered those two topics, and I live in Arizona, aka freaking Satan's dry, scratchy, awful armpit. Yeah, I know I seem like I'm just really bagging on it, but it's kind of true. But I'm surprised. There's like on the forums, there's a fair amount of Arizonans who are into DDs, and I plan on joining some of their meetups, and I'm gonna be going to SabotinCon, actually, and I'll bring the girls with me, and I need to stain treat Miku beforehand, because Sasura has not had a single stain. The only thing on her is, like, a couple red marks on, like, the upper backs of her thighs, and they're very small, very, very faint. You can hardly see them. I might treat them if I'm gonna go ahead and treat Miku as well. I don't know. It just be to do it. And I think those were probably with Sasura, because I found them a few days after I opened her. I didn't notice. I think those were from the previous owner, because I can't think of how they happened. Otherwise, she hadn't touched anything red. Especially not with her butt. So yeah. But it's not that big a deal, because you can hardly even notice them. You would have to be looking to find them. And Miku has gotten a few random mystery stains, like there's one on her thighs, a couple on her arms. And one thing I actually intend on asking about, I just keep getting distracted, is on her arm here. I don't know if it's showing up, like, at all, but there's, right there's a slight stain on the joint. And I don't know what the process would be for treating that, if it's the same as the vinyl, because I think that stuff is plastic, actually, which might not be really fixable. I don't know. I need to post a question about that, I really do. And I've been kind of inactive on the forums, and I was really late to making these videos, because I have been swamped, and even now I'm sort of on borrowed time, so yeah, I'm trying not to take too long, but at the same time, I'm rambling like all hell. I have 2 DDs, got them, like, on the same day, opened them one right after the other, and it's just insane. I have been so happy. I've had them for, like, 2 months now, nearly 2 months, give or take, like, a week or so, and like, it doesn't even feel that long. It still feels like it's only been a few weeks, maybe. It's just, like, anytime I really just, like, try and take it in, these 2 dolls that I think are absolutely stunning, I actually have them after months of just, like, picture stalking and drooling over my freaking computer over them like a moron. I have them. It is so mind-boggling. It's insane. I can't even believe it, and I'm just so happy. And they have had an impact on my life, because I'm drawing a blank on how to say this, but it's just, they're so cute. They're definitely something I can pick up and start using and messing around with, and I don't have very much that's like that around here. Most of the time it's like, if I want to do something, I have to have, like, certain conditions. Like, for just straight up photography, I have to have something I want to take pictures of, and the tree in my backyard gets kind of boring after a while. And this house isn't the nicest looking, it's kind of cluttered. I need to clean things up, and hopefully I will do that soon. It's given me another interest, and one thing I plan on doing is using these as, like, examples to help with, like, learning 3D modeling. I want to get into 3D animation and everything, and I want an anime style for my work, honestly. But not quite like a, toon shaded, like the whole, that kind of thing. I want it to have a slight tone of realism to it, which these things are really great for, although slightly toned down, I guess, perhaps a bit more idealized, but that's all like lighting and things. I plan once I get up and running with that and learn how to use Blender, which is what I plan on working with. It's the most capable thing I can get my hands on that doesn't cost as much as Sussura did. Yeah, but, I plan on, like, using them as examples for modeling and everything, so expect to see that someday. I don't know exactly when. I've been very busy, helping out some friends and working on school, so I haven't had much time to devote to really anything aside from just occasionally, you know, I haven't even been able to spend as much time messing around with the dolls as I would have liked to. Like, I'll, like, still, like, mess around with them, I'll change their outfits, put them in cute poses, brush their hair, of course. I have to brush Miku pretty much every day, even if she's staying still, because, like, her hair down wig, it's getting kinda, it's a bit frizzled, I guess, if that makes any sense. And it just does not want to stay nice. I'm not sure what to do about that, because I actually have tried some product and it worked well for a while, but it's starting to wear off, but I can still feel the stuff, like, in there. It's not oily per se, but it doesn't feel, like, squeaky straight, like there's nothing in it. But, yeah, I'm scared to use more for risk of it getting oily, and I'm also a bit scared to just outright wash the darn thing, because I feel like that's gonna snarl it up really bad, and I don't want to ruin it. And, did I ever finish explaining why her default wig here is down? I don't think so. Forgive me for that, but, basically, her, like, little hair clips that go on here, one of them snagged and yanked out a few hairs, only partially, so, like, you just had, like, this loop thing in a few places, and the morning before we were supposed to leave, I was trying to fix that by, you know, holding it by the ponytail holder and tugging at the hair, and I was making progress, but Miku started to slide off of the counter, and I started freaking out, like, no, 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 you know, I scrambled around with my hands, like, no, don't do this, just kind of knee-jerk reaction, and my pinky finger hooked through those things and yanked him out, and made this nasty-looking thing, and yeah, then the other ponytail ended up coming down because it was Dad's idea to basically dissect it to examine how it was done so we could redo it, because it had to be redone in that kind of a way, otherwise I would never be able to get the ponytail holders back on. Well, the little clips. In the process of trying to retie the hair, I tried a few times, and I couldn't get it to look good. It always had, like, little bits that were not quite right, little frizzles, and it frustrated me so much, and I realized I wanted a long hair down wig anyways. I basically have that now, I just need to work out some kinks with it, which I'm working on. So that led me to buy another standard Miku wig, which I found for a pretty good price off of Yahoo Japan auctions. Here it is in here, and my Miku's wig actually did not have that little thing there. It was never styled that way, which was okay. I kind of like that. So, I guess now she'll have it. I got a few other wigs. There's this somewhat long, but still not crazy long, loose wig for Miku. It ended in some curls, goes down, like, past her butt, really. It's very pretty. I tried it on for a while yesterday. I was originally gonna do, like, an unboxing video as part of this, but that didn't end up happening. And there's also this, clip-in ponytail wig in this, like, pale blue color. Same color as the wig Saucer is wearing. And it has these ponytails that end in little curls. It's very cute. And in there you saw Saucer's default wig, which she normally is wearing, because I just love how that looks on her. I've grown attached to her default look, so changing it always seems strange to me. And originally I was planning on, like, perhaps even doing a custom face-up on her, but her standard look really started to grow on me to the point where I'm kind of attached to it. And that also brings me to another thing, is names. I want to give them, like, their own special names, honestly. at least in the case of Sasura, Miku I'm a bit less sure because I do want to keep her as Miku in a way. But, at the same time, I'm so attached to calling them what I normally call them that I honestly can't think of anything I like. I really can't. So that's a bit frustrating. Some general plans I have are mostly to spoil these two girls with clothes. And unfortunately, this is something I wasn't able to do because, like, my dad was like, let's hold off on that. Which I understand completely. I'm kind of wanting to dive headfirst into this hobby. Was to get an Alyssa head for a custom thing. I wouldn't want to keep the body, mostly because I'm just not sure I want a single torso thing. Yet I like the posability of the others, and they're not going to be, like, the joint area is not going to be exposed enough for me to really be concerned about it, but I still would want an L-bust thing for that character, because that sculpt reminds me of a character for a story that I've been working on for years and years, and hopefully someday I'll write it. Just gonna say that character has kind of a dark backstory, though, so yeah, I'm not sure how much I want that connected to the doll. And, another wig I got was this, which is kind of in pieces, but it's a dark teal twin tail wig. And it's very cute. I like it, and I'm gonna put it away in this bag. Yeah, so that was my haul that I planned on doing an unboxing of, but now I'm just kind of awkwardly showing things. I do want to show you the box, though, because thankfully there was nothing fragile in it, but it looks like this end honestly got run over by a truck. I mean, what the hell? That's why I don't trust the mail, honestly. Like, people wonder why I'm so paranoid. I lost a nearly $1,000 doll in the mail. There's other things I've lost before in the past, but it was all small things, so it wasn't that big a deal. It's just kind of disappointing and founded my distrust, and now there's that. And I remember one time my mom ordered a bracelet or something off of Amazon, and when it came in, there were actual tire marks on the box. It was completely crushed. No, I am not kidding. It was that bad. Like, I was literally shocked, and I was kind of scared of anything that came in the mail for a while there. I think that's it for this video as my basic introduction. If I go on any more, it'll just be too crazy, and I really appreciate anyone who stuck around for all of this. Thank you so much. Goodbye.